Alright, guys. Well, ye guys, OMC here. Welcome to another stream. I bet you're wondering, OMC, why are you not in school? As you know, I am sick, and so I have the ability, I asked my dad if I could still react to this on stream, even though I'm sick. He said yes, I could do it. But I'm not gonna go crazy, and I'm just gonna take it easy. Like the Pokemon Direct I watched during school. Yeah, but there is 8 minutes left. Right? 8 minutes. Yeah, soon to be 7 minutes left before we know who the final Smash character is. I was impressed with Joker, Hero, Banjo. Well, Hero I didn't seem impressed with, but then when I played as him, I liked him. And now there are 7 minutes left till this direct starts, or whatever you want to call it. I hope it's... I'm calling Dante, Sora, or Gino. And that's the order I call them in. If it's not that one, it's going to be this one. If it's not that, it's going to be that. The reason I say Gino is because Sakurai said he wanted to put Gino in the game before, so there is a chance. But who knows? Also, they might announce some new amiibo. I also have Richter and Dark Samus on pre-order. They're coming out tomorrow. So if I'm still sick, I might do a stream of me getting them. I might, but I doubt it. So I don't count on it. So now we have 6 minutes left, and wow, there's actually somebody watching. Who else is home from school? Yo, can you comment in the chat, whoever you are? We have 6 minutes left before this direct starts. I'm not going to go over the top like I usually do and scream when the new character gets announced because I'm sick. I'm just going to be like, yeah! I won't scream loud, but yeah. Also, remember, there's more fighters along the way, and one of them might get announced. Who knows? Oh, okay. I love you, by the way, Sun Rainbow. Since it was you in the live chat. And for those of you who don't know, yes, me and Sun Rainbow are dating. But now we got 5 minutes left for this direct to start. Just 5 more minutes until this direct starts. Oh, God, I feel awful. Also, why did they decide to do this at 6 in the morning in Pacific time? That's a little crazy. I'm sure a lot of the Eastern timers are going to watch. But of course, if you're in the Pacific time zone, you're probably going to get up early for Smash. 4 minutes left, guys. Just 4 more minutes. And then we're finally going to know who this is. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, good things do come out of bad things. Like, I'm sick, but hey, at least I get to watch the direct. I mean, I still could have in school because my teacher doesn't care. But yeah, just 4 more minutes. Nope, 3 more minutes. I take that back. 3 more minutes now. Once it gets to 1 minute, I'm going to count it down. You know, I need to use the restroom. I'll be right back. I'm not gonna do it before. Okay, we have 2 minutes left. Yuck. I feel so sick. But just hope this is a good character. And we're getting in Smash. Watch it be another joke character, though. Because, I mean, the question marks could hint something. Or could be a joke character. But who knows? I swear, if they do another Geno thing with the Donkey Kong, that'll be funny, though. But it's almost 1 minute. Once it's a minute, we're going to count it down. Alright, but we're gonna count it down at 30 seconds. Just 1 minute left. And we're gonna count it down once it hits 30. 50 seconds. 45 seconds. 40 seconds. 35 seconds. Come on. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's 9 o'clock. Well, it just turned 9, but I don't think it's going to start right at 9. Should be a little bit. Let me refresh the page. Oh, here it is.
Hello everyone, I'm Masahiro Sakurai, director of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate from Sora Limited. We'll be using today's showcase to give you a first look at our next DLC fighter.
Alright.
Actually, hardly anyone knows what
There we go.
I've been working on this fighter with the utmost secrecy. Which means other Nintendo staff around the globe will only start making preparations for release after the showcase has been broadcast.
Let's see who is it.
It won't be available right away. Please understand that it will take a little time. I think even many Nintendo employees will be surprised to see this and say, wow, really?
Let's see, who is it?
So, let's all share in the fun of getting our hands on the latest information. However, even if you say, that's not the character I was picturing, I hope you don't have any hard feelings. We prepared a fighter reveal video. Once it starts, I think you'll figure out who it is pretty quickly. Now, let's do this.
Alright, let's see. Let's see. Let's see if one of my 3 guesses were right. Alright, who is it? Okay, it's dark. No. Wait a minute. It's not a Fire Emblem character, is it?
The time has finally come to unleash the forbidden spell of Zaharas upon our enemies!
Come on. This better not be a Fire Emblem.
What were you thinking, charging right into an
I
enemy's
think this is
trap?
Fire Emblem.
As since you and I are one, I too am trapped within this void. In time, our hearts and minds will cease to be. Are you prepared to die?
Blith?
I thought as much. I also do not wish to
Wait
die.
a minute. Are people saying it's Fire Emblem in the
Yet-
live chat? Check.
There is no other choice. You must join Smash.
What? Huh? Yup, it's Fire
Join
Emblem.
Smash Brothers already! What in the world are you waiting for?
Wait a minute. Yup, it's Fire Emblem, it's Blith.
So
You're
joining
kidding me.
Smash consumes even the darkness itself.
That just looks like Marth. What? We don't need any more Fire Emblems. I get it, we have a bunch of Mario, but come on. There's no way. What?
So you return, and sooner than expected. I see. Too many swordsmen, are there? And you wield the sword as well? What will you do? Huh. So that is how you plan to win the day? So be it. I reward your cleverness this time.
Is this real?
How is this?
Built Blith? What?
Oh,
Anyone, you should be able to handle the hero's relics. With Arid Fire, strike with superior reach.
This is a joke, right?
Use Amir's overwhelming power. Unleash the blinding speed of Failnaught.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna
Along
be
with the Sword
disappointed
of the
yet.
Creator. Each weapon
Okay, not
matches
gonna
your
lie.
action.
I take back everything I said. This character looks awesome. Both of them do.
Your will and mine be now
I
as
take back
one.
everything I said.
To you, both sides of time are revealed. Through Smash, show the world.
Okay, I'm no longer disappointed. That character looks awesome. Yep, it is Fire Emblem. Whatever. I'm not gonna be that greedy.
Yes, there you have it. Byleth from Fire Emblem
Oh,
Three
it's
Houses
Byleth.
is
That's how
joining the
it's
battle.
pronounced.
Fire Emblem Three Houses was released just last summer, so it's still very new. Even so, you'll soon be able to play as them in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This release is planned for January 28th. You'll have instant access if you have the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighters Pass, and it will also be available for purchase individually.
Huh. January
In
28th.
case you're
That's
not
not too
familiar
far.
with Fire Emblem or Three Houses, I'll explain a few things, so don't worry. First off, what is Fire Emblem? It's really hard to pronounce in Japanese. The producer said it's okay if I just say Fire Emblem. But when writing it, if you don't write Fire Emblem, the Fire Emblem police will come and get you, so please be careful. The series' first entry launched in Japan on the Famicom in 1990. You could say it was a pioneer in the genre of tactical role-playing games. You might be wondering what makes it particularly tactical. Well, it's tactical in that it simulates combat. You can think of it as moving pieces in a board game. Or in other words, a game in which you advance units across a grid
I like
and
the
battle.
Fire Emblem characters themselves. I've had some interest in playing the
When we
games.
talk
Like,
about
I
tactical
want to play
games of
Radiant
that era,
Dawn and the
there were
one on
lots
the
of ones in
GameCube.
which
I
you
don't know what
command
that one's
tanks,
called.
aircrafts, and so on. But Fire Emblem was unique because each unit was a specific character, sort of like in role-playing games. Plus, something made it stand out from other Nintendo products.
What?
Characters could permanently die. That's pretty direct language, though, so perhaps we should just say they're sleeping with the fishes.
Yeah, sleeping with the fishes.
But really, if a character fell in battle, you lose that unit. They'd be gone and you couldn't use them again. Recent entries in the series maintain this concept of permadeath to some degree in classic mode and what have you, but a lot of games now allow strategic withdrawals, so to speak. In the older games, your units would really be gone, never to be mentioned again. Scary. The game's stories are told like chronicles of war, with increasingly distinct characters and engrossing scenarios.
Interesting.
Several characters also appear in the Super Smash Bros. Series, and 6 of the 7 can use a counterattack. It's their down special. There's actually a reason for this. When I was considering how to incorporate Fire Emblem Fighters into Super Smash Bros. Melee, I thought it might be interesting to reflect the turn-based nature of the original game. First comes your opponent's turn. They attack and you counter. Next comes your turn. And now, Fire Emblem Three
Sorry, I'm
Houses
barely
is the
talking about.
17th game in the series.
17th game, that's crazy, but sorry, I'm barely
People who aren't
talking.
Japanese in
I'm sick.
particular might be thinking, 17 games? There are that many? Well, if you include Fire Emblem Heroes in the remakes, but you don't include the Satellaview game, Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE, and Fire Emblem Warriors, then it comes out to 17 games. Let's try saying them in the Fire Emblem Can You Say It challenge.
What? Yeah, no, I can't do that.
I'll give it a try.
暗黒竜と光の剣、外伝、紋章の謎、聖戦
Mystery
の
of the
剣、
Emblem.
トラキア776、封印の剣、劣化の剣、聖魔の功績、草原の奇跡、暁の女神、
Path of Resistance, that's what it
新暗
was.
黒竜、新紋章、覚醒、イフ、ヒーローズ、エコーズ、風化設立。
There you go, 17.
今、変な数え方してます
So you saw how I was counting in a weird way, right? I was counting in binary.
つまり、これが全部
This is 0. Fold this here and you get 1, and then you get 2, then 2 plus 1 equals 3. So this would be 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then you get
Interesting.
16. Add 1 and you get 17. Awesome, isn't it?
Now I
You
want
can
to learn
actually
that.
count up to 31 on one hand. And if you use both hands, you can count all the way up to 1023.
Wow.
If you've given up counting the knots in a tatami mat, you could always give it a go. What is Fire Emblem Three Houses?
Oh my god,
In
it's just
Japanese, the
about
male
Fire
version of the
Emblem. I'm
main
hoping
character
for
is
an
called
original
Bereto, and the
announcement or
female version
something.
is called Beresu. But in English, they share the same name, Byleth. Byleth becomes a professor who ends up leading one of 3 academic houses. Once you've chosen a house, you guide them through their school life, and, well, you end up fighting the other houses. After a certain incident, 5 years pass, and you meet up with your grown-up students to battle against the other houses in their regions. It's a very sad game in which your former allies become enemies, turn hostile, and try to kill you. To understand the concept of Fire Emblem Three Houses, I played an early version of the game before its release.
Oh, okay.
I've done the same thing before, with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, for example, because I couldn't wait until launch to experience it, or we'd have never made it in time. For that title, I borrowed an early version of the game for 2 days, ran around all the areas, saw the ending, and realized for the first time, I guess we can't really have Breath of the Wild's Princess Zelda as a fighter. I did the same this time, but with there being 3 houses and multiple endings, it was really hard to get a feel for it. And of course, there weren't any walkthroughs I could reference.
Okay.
The game has multiple routes, and the outcome of each is very different.
All
Your
right
experience
then.
will vary depending on the route you choose, and many of the characters you meet will adopt different roles in the story. I'll try to avoid spoilers when I'm talking about the fighter. I hope you'll understand.
Yeah, I don't really care.
Before my demonstration, I should point out that when I did the Terry Bogard showcase video, I mentioned that it was recorded a month in advance. But this time, we have to account for the holidays and such, so we're filming 2 months in advance of this video's release. Right now, it's actually November.
Wow.
Therefore, some of what I'm about to show you might differ a bit from the finished version. As always, I'm using a special in-game camera and such for demonstration purposes. Here I go.
As part of Challenger Pack 5, Byleth.
So,
Is that an
this
Echo
is our new
Fighter or a
fighter,
costume?
Violet. Sadly, they're lacking in mobility. It's maybe a bit better than Robin's, but that's about all you can say for them. Throws are not their strong point either. Their grab lacks range. But actually, you could say that they're distance demon. The hero's relic they use changes depending on the direction you input with the stick. Each of the hero's
Okay, he looks
relics
like a
is
really
weapon
cool
that appears
character,
in Fire
or
Emblem
they.
Three Houses. They look like bones, and there's a reason for that. First, let's talk about the weapon Violet uses for upward inputs, the Sword of the Creator. The Sword of the Creator here is Violet's default weapon. They use it for flurry attacks and tilt attacks, such as down tilt attacks, where it takes the form of a whip. They also use the sword for dash attacks and other moves.
Interesting.
For their up smash attack, they'll whip the sword upward to launch enemies in the air. For their up air attack, they'll wave the whip sword overhead. The hit detection for this attack lasts for a relatively long time. The up special move is really something. The sword extends like this, allowing you to do things like this.
That's
It was
cool.
pretty terrifying how I knocked him into the air with that attack. And in addition,
Sakurai is destroying his son.
you can do awful things like this. That said, you'll launch opponents upward until their damage reaches a certain percentage. Exceed that percentage and you'll need to be careful. You may find it helpful to mid-air dodge. I've already shown this, but you can also use it to latch onto edges. So that's the up special. Now, for the sideways inputs. This is
Alright.
Erisvar, the same
What's
name
up?
as the weapon from Celtic mythology. First, we'll go through the forward and back air attacks. As you can see, they have a long reach. Like so. Marth's air attack keeps opponents in check too, right? If Byleth does the same thing, you'd win out, so you should be able to beat it. Next, the side smash attack. This also has a long range. It'll connect even from here. Also, if you add an upward tilt, it will be stronger. And if you've knocked an opponent down, the side attack won't hit unless you add a downward tilt to aim for them. By the way, the tip of the lance is more powerful. The shaft part is weaker, so it's not suited to close combat. It won't deal much damage, and it won't launch opponents far. That's why, as a rule, you want to hit with the blade part upward, or downward in this case. Next, the side special move. Byleth will simply swing the lance like this, but again, it has excellent reach. For example, even when your opponent is at this distance, it'll still hit. Actually, you can do a smash attack to charge forward a little, like this. But as you'd expect, it can be easily shielded, so be careful. Use it in midair and you'll carve up a large area. Returning to the side air attacks from earlier, they have great horizontal reach, but they lack verticality. So this complements it well, although you'll be vulnerable when you land. Now, for the downward inputs. For these, Byleth will use an axe called Emir. It's named after a weapon that appears in Ugaritic myth. First, the down air attack. It really is strong.
Okay.
You can try for a meteor effect with this attack. Next is the down
Koopa.
smash attack.
As about
A heavy swing of the axe back and forth. As you can see, it has a great deal of launch power.
what isn't that
for the
Bowser,
down
not
special-
Koopa? Probably in Japan it's Koopa.
Byleth channels all their energy into a devastating strike. It's a bold move, similar to the Falcon Punch, but here's what makes it different. When readying the move, there's a super armor effect, which allows you to withstand an attack. Just so you know, if you execute a Falcon Punch at about the same time, it plays out like this. It's a bit slower than the Falcon Punch, but due to the super armor effect, you have the advantage. Unless you get grabbed.
Wow.
Another notable aspect is that it lets you pass through platforms. While you're charging up, you can breeze past platforms like this to reach a lower area. It won't let you jump, but you could use it as a surprise attack. Also, you can turn around during the move. The swing takes a while, so if an opponent runs behind you during the move, you can quickly change direction. Even though it can be hard to land a hit with this move, it can be really effective when used against a group of opponents. Plus, even if you fail to land a direct hit, any opponents on the ground nearby will still be launched a little. It's as if the quaking of the ground launches them. By the way, earlier I talked a little bit about the other Fire Emblem characters' moves. I don't recommend using this down special against fighters from the Fire Emblem series, because
why?
you'll just get loads of counters. It hits with that much power in a single attack. Counters can actually multiply the power of blocked attacks, and using easily anticipated attacks like this could just get you hit by counter after counter. Next, we have the neutral moves. The bow you use is called Failnaught, which shares its name
Is
with
the bow
from
side
the
B, I
Knights of the Round
assume?
Table. It only appears in a few neutral moves. You've got the neutral air attack. This attack is similar to a move of Pit's and other fighters like him. It lets you spin the weapon around. It's also easy to create certain combos with it. And with the neutral special, you'll let loose an arrow. It seems pretty straightforward, right? But there are a few noteworthy aspects to this bow. First, the biggest difference between this bow and Link's is that once you enter the command, you can keep charging until it's ready. You can't release it partway through the charge, so when it does fire, the arrow travels at high speed. It's also very powerful.
He seems
That
like
said,
a very cool
you can still
character, not
cancel
gonna
out of
lie.
the stance using the shield button. You can also change direction while in the stance.
I just wonder if they're gonna have
It
any
works up
amiibo
until this
announcements
point,
in this.
but-
I hope so.
If you keep holding the button, you'll unleash a powerful arrow that looks like
Hold
a beam
down
of
the
light.
button. Okay, it's probably A or B
You
then.
can perform this move by keeping the button held down. You charge up power like so. Charge a bit more, and then fire. But again, you'll need to take care when using this move. For one, when you've powered up the move to its max, there's no way to cancel out of it. Not even with the shield button. In other words, you're committed to firing it. So you see, a situation like this is pretty terrible. Once you've entered the stance, you won't be able to do anything. Which means it's quite the risky attack to use against fighters who have a move with a reflector effect. But you could
Like
always just aim
Palutena
for
or
fray,
Fox.
as it is, after all, a long-range move, letting you deal a sudden blow to opponents. So you need to think carefully when using this projectile weapon. Byleth's final smash is called Progenitor God Ruptured Heaven. In the original game, there's a move called Ruptured Heaven. This is an enhanced version.
Let's see it. Ooh.
As you can see, you team up with the mysterious Sophis and launch an attack together.
原作で確認してみていただければと思います。
Now, let's talk about the color variations. It's set up
Okay.
so that the default and odd-numbered color variations are male, while the even-numbered ones are female. However, the third, fourth, and fifth colors are, as you can see, reminiscent of the house leaves. Those of you who played the original game will of course understand what I'm referring to.
Oh, okay. See ya, son.
The sixth color is based on Sothis, who you just saw earlier. And the seventh and eighth variations have a different hair color, which is based on something that occurs in the course of the original game's story. Didn't we see this variation in the final Smash?
まあ、これは原作でもっと言う。
New stage, Garreg Match
Next,
Monastery.
I'll introduce the stage.
ステージは
For this one, we of course tried to recreate the place where you spend most of the game, Garreg Mach Monastery.
Oh, Garreg Mac Monastery.
This is how Garreg Mach Monastery is laid out in
Oh,
the original
monastery.
game. From these, we chose to have it cycle through the marketplace, reception hall, bridge, and cathedral, all in one stage. It's the type of stage that rotates through different areas, such as these four. Let me introduce each of the guests that appear in these four areas. The first area is the marketplace. I think this is where a lot of people come to do their shopping. The guests that appear here are students of the Blue Lion's house, Dimitri, Dedu, and Ingrid. Not Dimitri, Dudu, or Ingrid. Their names are a bit difficult to say. They're largely from the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Since it's a kingdom, that means they have a monarchy. For that reason, I guess you could say Dimitri is the future king. He had quite a difficult life and may or may not end up with just one eye. He's an unfortunate one, that one. There are vendors on either side. In the original game, these are important booths where you buy all sorts of things, but here you can break them, you see. If you do break them, the stage will expand to the left and right.
Wow. That actually seems kind of useful.
I wonder where people will buy their supplies now.
The character seems
And in the background, you can
average,
see the
honestly.
You
But
often pass through this area in Fire Emblem
good in
3
some
houses,
ways and
you
bad
end
in
up talking
others.
to them a lot.
that's what I mean by average.
Moving through these areas is possible thanks to this mysterious platform. Just when it seems like you've come to a stop, you'll come crashing back down. Be broken through the ceiling and slammed into the building. And the guests in the reception hall are Edelgard, Dorothea, and Petra of the Black Eagles. Take note, it's not spelled Edelgard. They're from the Adressian Empire, and as such, they embrace their military might. Edelgard is one of the characters who is central to the conflict. Depending on the path you take, she'll go through some terrible ordeals. You'll notice there are prominent chandeliers above the stage. It's possible to knock them down. However, Byleth can't actually reach it, even though it's their stage. You can reach it with other fighters, though. So, it's nice if you can work your way up there by getting lucky and being launched up, or perhaps by using another fighter as a stepping stone. There we go. I made it. And you can knock
Wow.
it down. Also, you can break this table. Like so. Just like the sign that reads Fudin Kazan in the Suzaku Castle stage, it can break if you launch the opponent into it at close range. Next up, the bridge. The camera rotates 90 degrees, creating this long area. It's very wide indeed. It's similar to the bridge of Elden stage.
Oh
The
yeah.
guests are from the Golden Deer, Claude, Hilda, and Lawrence. They belong to the Leicester Alliance. Because it's an alliance of many noble families, you could say that they have a wide assortment of members, and Claude is the sharpest of the bunch. Incidentally, both Claude and Hilda are the names of characters that appear in Genealogy of the Holy War, the fourth title in the Fire Emblem series. I guess once you've reached the 17th game and are creating 40 characters for each new entry, you're bound to get a bit of name overlap. The naming process must be tough. Hey, it looks like the Pegasus Knight is busy training. As for the bridge's design, it's just a long pathway, plain and simple. You can expect plenty of blows to be exchanged at the edges of the screen. You could also say it's a place where the fail knot really shines, and in this sense, I think it suits the Golden Deer perfectly.
What else is there?
The last area is the cathedral,
Okay.
only with some platforms to pass through. The guests appearing in the cathedral are Seteth, Flame, and Rhea. There's Seteth, who appears to have an extremely strong bond with his sister, Flame. She seems to be under the protection of him and Rhea, who you can see fighting during the opening of Fire Emblem Three Houses. All three have character quirks related to their true identities. I feel that Flame might be saying shush at this point, so I'll leave it at that.
All right.
This is a simple area of the stage. All it has are these platforms. Being the last area, it may be a place where some intense battles will be waged. It'll cycle through each location in about 2.5 minutes.
Let's see Byleth in action.
Okay, today we'll have a tag team battle in Squad Strike with the DLC team pitted against Fire Emblem protagonists from throughout the ages. That'll give us precisely 5 players per side. All right,
All
here
right.
we go,
So
Joker.
I don't think there's going to be an amiibo announcement.
Joker! And Hero! Gee, we really made a lot, huh? Banjo!
Wow.
By now, I think you know what I'm doing. But basically, I'm trying to defeat all 5 opponents with just the professor here.
Okay. Why
But as
items?
expected, it's going to be a pretty tough battle, so I'm using anything I can get my hands on. It's not going to land that easily. Uh-oh, this is bad. Bennigan's. I better keep my distance. I'll use this chance to attack. Got him.
Bam.
That's scary. He's invincible for a moment here. Lots of explosives. Ouch. Perfect shield at that, huh? Good one. If I do this, or like so. No anti-air, huh? There, the soccer ball connected.
Wow. So
Good.
many
There's Mom. You're in a good spot, Mom. Ah, I shouldn't have taken that. Gardevoir. Well, I guess no one uses projectiles. At this point, it doesn't matter if Gardevoir's there or not. I feel like the enemy might get this Smash Ball. See? They got it. But I mustn't give up. I can't waste the chance. There's another Smash Ball. Yes, got it.
Wow, that quickly?
Now, what are you charging up for? There's still more. Wow.
You can use the hammer.
Go on, you can take the hammer, but it's mine. Although I'm scared I might get hit with a counter in this state. I hit him.
Wow.
I was trying to fight using Byleth's abilities alone, but what matters is that I won. Good game. It can be fun to play like this, especially in tag team, so I think it's a good idea to try imposing different types of challenges on yourself. The end.
The end. Song collection, okay.
Now, about the additional music. Since it's from the Fire Emblem series, we'll be adding each of the new tracks to all the Fire Emblem stages. There are already a lot of Fire Emblem tracks in the game. Our selection this time has been made taking those existing tracks into consideration. 11 songs are being added. This includes an arrangement of the main theme in both Japanese and English. I hope you'll enjoy these as well.
I think I will.
We're also adding in a new spirit board.
New spirit board.
It includes the house leaders among some of the other popular characters. Sothis is Legend class. Also, there's a new classic mode route, a Heroic Legacy, which is designed to let you enjoy classic Fire Emblem stages from throughout the series' history. The final battle is against Master Hand and Crazy Hand, but you'll find that something pretty amusing happens, so look forward to that.
All right.
Now for the Mii Fighter costumes. Please take a look.
All right. And then I think Amiibo, hopefully. There. Rabbids? What? Brawler, I assume? Donner? Mega Man X? Okay. Okay. Weird, but okay. Battle Network? How many Mega Mans are we getting hits? I mean, we already got 2, but let's see. Are we getting another one? Cuphead? Is that some me or an actual character? Okay, it's me. Alright, is this gonna be it? Come on. Amiibo? $0.75 each.
はい、今回新
This
しく
time, we're releasing a Cuphead costume. And for those of you who purchased the Cuphead costume, an additional song will be added. It's called Floral Fury, and it's the theme that plays when fighting Cagney Carnation.
Oh yeah, that music.
I hope you enjoy these as well.
それぞれのキャラクター投稿については
After purchasing a costume, I recommend using the sharing feature.
その中で
If someone has created a Mii Fighter, you can play using the costume it's wearing immediately after you download it.
すぐにそこをすることができます
And now, onto the amiibo.
Finally! Oh man, it's just those? Is that it?
The color palette for Dark Samus looks pretty good, doesn't it? Dark Samus and Richter
Available
are planned
tomorrow.
for
I
release
pre-ordered
on
them
Friday,
already.
January 17th.
Come on. 5 fighters join the fight.
はい、そして今回
And now, with the addition of Violet, the Fighter's Pass is finally complete. The lineup was Joker, Hero, Banjo and Kazooie, Terry Bogard, and Violet. From more than 70 fighters, only 5 have been added. But I must say, this game has always been an exceptional experience. And since the roster was already so large to begin with, right from the start, we intended to make the most out of the new gameplay mechanics and so on. There really were a lot of new mechanics, weren't there? When we add a new fighter, we don't simply make their attacks or their movements a little different. Instead, we try to offer you a whole new style of play.
Okay.
As I stated, we'll continue to release more DLC fighters down the line. I had thought that 1 or 2 might suffice, but, well, have a look.
What? No way. Yup, we know. Even more fighters are in development. 10? 11?
なんと
Looks like there will be one more fighter than last time. For this reason, we will be releasing the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighters Pass Volume 2. It will be available for pre-purchase on the date shown, so please keep an eye out. And now that it's official, we intend to move ahead with development. Of course, like last time, the contents will remain unknown for now, and I'm personally very sorry that we have to release Fighters Pass Volume 2 when the details have yet to be revealed. Like last time, I'd be very grateful if, despite that, you would understand why and purchase it.
Yeah, I'll
Furthermore, the
pre-purchase
new
it.
additions have already been decided. Even if I receive many requests regarding potential candidates on Twitter, I'm afraid it would be very hard to consider them.
What, is
But I
Gino gonna
still
get
hope
into that
you'll
pack?
look forward to it.
We better not get another Fire
We're
Emblem
also
in that
including a
pack.
bonus with Fighters Pass Volume 2. Last time, it was a Rex costume. But this time, here's what we have.
Who? Don't we already have that? Wait,
It's
what?
a Mii Fighter costume for Mii Sword Fighter, the ancient soldier gear from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Oh, okay.
This will not be for sale individually, so it can only be acquired as part of Fighters Pass Volume 2.
Lastly, more amiibo?
スマブラスペシャルは
It's been reported that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the highest selling fighting game in the world. Personally, I don't know if it counts as simply a fighting game, but I guess it's seen as a fighting game around the world.
I guess it
It
is.
seems like Street Fighter 2 was in the lead for a while, but now Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has surpassed it in total sales. However, I'm not sure if this is accurate. There were 5 versions of Street Fighter 2, or 6 to 7 if you really want to get into the weeds. Plus, there's the arcade versions and the 25 ports to other systems, so I don't know if that's been accounted for. Also, I don't know if that really qualifies as one game. It's up for discussion. So, who knows? But when it comes to a single piece of software, it seems like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is number 1. Although, I still don't know if it can really be called just a fighting game.
That is true. It's got a story.
I feel like it's become more than a fighting game, some sort of celebration of gaming or something else entirely. Also, I feel a deep attachment to the 5 DLC fighters. The first Fighters Pass just wrapped up, but it was decided that there will be more DLC, which means no breaks for me.
Yep, no more breaks.
I plan to
Sakurai.
keep working hard, so I hope you can continue to support us. That's it. Thank you.
Wow. I'm kind of disappointed that we didn't get to see like a Joker amiibo or something. Wait a minute. All right. Pretty decent, I'd say. 6 or 7 out of 10. Decent. The character, like I was disappointed that was another Fire Emblem, but the character looks awesome. I was also pretty disappointed we didn't get to see like a Joker amiibo or something, but I'm not gonna be that greedy. But anyways, bye guys.